let's take a look at our top selections for the Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 9 at Keeneland on Saturday. An important prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 1 Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. We're going 1 mile and a 16th. $400,000 is the purse. Godolphin, Brad Cox, they've got the morning line favorite in the 4 Essential Quality, a really well-bred son of Tappet. You've got Founder in here for Chad Brown, Calibrate for Steve Asmussen, great pedigrees, promising horses, and listen, a lot of potential for some top trainers.
Yeah, I mean, it does sort of seem that way. Several of these horses, Dan, looked really good winning first time out. As always, you know, with these 2-year-old stakes races these days, basically they all have one start. I think 6 of the 9 are coming in right off of debut wins. So, you know, I think there's a lot of, you know, figuring to still be going on. You don't know who's going to really get the distance at this stage of the game, but there does appear to be some talent in here.
And there does appear to be some speed, according to the Timeform US pace projector. They've got a red bar situation. Several of these horses stretching out for the first time, including the number 7, Calibrate. I think Calibrate's the fastest one, Mike. The 2 Notary doesn't have any, the 2 Upstriker doesn't have any pace data off of his debut win at Ellis. I think Upstriker is going to be close.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He did show really good tactical speed winning first time out. You know, certainly Calibrate showed good speed first time out at Saratoga. You never know, Dan. I mean, again, these horses, you know, basically all coming in off of one race. So I'm not going to put too much stock in that pace projector.
Now the number 1 Super Stock has run 4 times, and he's hit the board in 3 of them, including a graded stakes placing last time out, going a 1-turn mile in the Iroquois. He is a half-brother to Bougie Girl, who is grade 1 place sprinting on the dirt, I believe is a 2-year-old. Super Stock draws an advantageous inside post, has some tactical speed. Not sure he's going to be this close to the pace.
I mean, yeah, we'll see how they decide to play it, and we'll see where he winds up. I don't really have anything bad to say about this horse, Dan. He's improved with every start so far. He handled the 1-turn mile just fine last time. I mean, it never looked like he was going to win, but he finished a good 3rd in there with a new top figure. He's probably going to be a price in this race. I'm not going to argue against this horse.
Let's watch Upstriker's career debut. Considering his pedigree, he's a half to 4 black type earners. It's kind of surprising. He was 11-1 on the tote. Well, he pushed this pace horse from the start, takes over willingly in the lane, and is on his way for Joe Talamo by First Crop Sire Upstart. He received a very respectable 81 Beyer speed figure. I think he has enough pedigree to get this extra distance.
I do too. It'll be interesting to see what the upstarts do. From the ones I've seen so far, I really like him as a first crop starter. It feels like they can all run. We'll see if they stretch out. This horse, I thought, was legitimately good first time out, Dan. I mean, he kept right up on the pace in there, going very easy, it looked like, in that race, took over when it was time, and he aired on that field. I really liked his debut. We'll see if he stretches out.
Notary, the number 3, is a half to Bridgetown, who is kind of a turf sprinter and a quality one at that. But this one's by street sense, and you have a feeling a mile is going to be no problem for him. He proved that in the race at Ellis Park 2 starts back. Just didn't really fire last time out in the Iroquois. Was up close to the pace. He paid the price, and this pace might be fast again, and he's going to be up close again.
Yeah, it's I guess it's kind of hard to recommend him off that last one because he just really wasn't that competitive when they stepped him up in class. And it's not like his maiden one, even though he got the mile, it's not like that was a fast race.
Doesn't matter whether it's at Pimlico, whether it's at Keeneland on Friday or Saturday. Brad Cox is live in every race. He has Essential Quality, the morning line favorite, a son of Tappet out of a grade 3 place sprinter. And this horse just looked very, very good winning his debut.
He did. You know, he didn't have a lot of speed in that race. He wound up back off it, but he sort of got himself into contention on his own around the turn there. He wasn't really being asked to do it. He got into some traffic in the stretch. Ultimately, everything worked out for him. He got clear with plenty of time, but he also came with a really good finish in that race.
Tell me a little bit about the 5, Keep Me in Mind, another one by a first crop sire, Jim Dandy winner Lauban. This is a half to a grade 2 place dirt sprinter named In Jack's Memory. And what I like about this horse is that he showed a lot of professionalism in his debut. He took some dirt in his face and he came with a late run.
Yeah, and he did that. He didn't really break that well in that start either. He wound up towards the back of that field early. He was very wide early, trying to get himself into position. Then they moved him over to the inside. And he actually, I thought, made a pretty nice run into that race. He got into contention. He was in very tight in the stretch there. He had to sort of force his way out. And then he just got out finished by a horse who was out in the clear. But all in all, this horse showed some potential and some talent first time out, and he did not have an easy trip.
The 6 Dixie's 2 Stents, to me, is a fascinating entrant, shipping in from Southern California for trainer Doug O'Neill. Just missed in his career debut behind a very promising 2-year-old out there named Freedom Fighter. They rushed him into the Del Mar Futurity, where he was actually 2-1 in that race. Dr. Scheibel, the winner of that race, is off for the rest of the year. He's pretty good and has run some fast races. I have a feeling this horse might show speed, and he might actually really put some heat on the 7 and the 2.
It'll be interesting to see what he does, because his debut was actually good. He was awful last time in the Del Mar Futurity, though. I mean, he did get bumped pretty hard at the start, but after that, he was in good position. He never looked like he was going to run around the turn, and he totally stopped in the stretch. I can't take him off of that last race, Dan, but he did show in his debut that he can run a little bit.
Calibrate, the number 7, was one of the more impressive debut winners at Saratoga. He did it at a demanding 6.5 furlongs. Let's watch that race right now. I believe he's one of 19 2-year-old debut winners from the Asmussen barn this year. He went to the front, he took pace pressure, and he keeps on going. And not only does he keep on going, but he's just getting away from this field late. And I thought this field was fairly promising on paper.
Yeah, I thought he ran well in this race. I appreciate the fact that he didn't break on top, but he had the speed to get up and contest that pace. And I just felt like he did a lot of work to win that race. I felt like he ran really well. The horse that was second to him, who I also thought ran well in that race, a Chad Brown Clarovich horse, came back and fairly bombed in his next start at Belmont as a heavy favorite. But I don't know if that really means anything, Dan. I thought this horse ran well, and I think he's going to get the distance too.
Founder, the number 8, is another running son of Upstart. This one, who cost $600,000 as a 2-year-old in training, made a very visually impressive debut for Chad Brown at the Spa. Let's watch this race. It's a muddy track going 3/4 of a mile, and he's down inside now, in behind horses, trying to get his way to the outside. And now he's got some clearance, and he ducks out, and he's got a lot of work to do, and he can't win this race, right? He does.
I mean,
this is very impressive.
Over the track. Yeah, all over the track in the stretch once he got clear, but he still ran to the wire and got up. I was very impressed with his debut. The horse that he ran down, who was a stablemate of his, came back, and he was impressive, breaking his maiden at Belmont last week. So there's plenty to like about this horse. Another one, you don't know if he's going to stretch out, but if he does, I think he's going to be tough.
And when you see a horse run like that in the debut, you kind of fantasize what happens if he actually behaves himself and learns actually what he's supposed to be doing out there. He might be something very special. I also think he's going to take a good amount of money in this race off that visually impressive debut. And you're right, he has to answer the 2-turn question. King Fury completes the field. What a beautiful pedigree, Mike. This horse is a son of Curlin out of Taurus, who I believe won the the Humana Distaff, a grade 1 stakes winning sprinter. I liked everything King Fury did in his debut except the fig. It came back a little bit light.
Right. It didn't come back a fast race, but it was a 2-turn race. And he was just very professional in there. I like the way that he rated. They just sort of kept him in a 3-wide trip around all the way around the track. Both turns, he was on the outside. But I just like the way that he stayed to the wire, too. It wasn't fast, but you don't have to worry about distance for him. I think he's going to take a step forward in here.
Let's take a look at our picks for the grade 1 Breeders' Futurity. I think you have to respect the 2 horses coming in from Saratoga, the 7 Calibrate, the 8 Founder. I'm going to give up Striker a chance. I think he might be a decent price yet again. I think he's going to show some tactical speed breaking from post position 2, and he earned a very respectable figure in his debut. You're going with Keep Me in Mind. He's going to need to improve from a buyer standpoint. That's what these 2-year-olds do, though. From day to day, they're getting bigger and stronger.
Yeah, I think he ran better than it looks first time out, Dan. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be enough to beat this field. I just didn't really want anybody at a short price in here. I like your horse, too. I think he's going to stretch out. I really liked his debut. I just put him second, and I'm just going to take a shot with Keep Me in Mind. He had a lot go wrong in his debut, and I still think he ran well.
5249 for Mike, 2781 for me. It's the Grade 1 Claiborne Breeders Futurity. Prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and who knows, I'm sure a lot of these connections have Derby dreams in 2021. Race 9 at Keeneland on Saturday, approximate post 5:24 Eastern. Best of luck.